Okay, since 2004 I'm heading the Institute of Network Cultures in Amsterdam, the Netherlands. It's a very small research organization within a polytechnical school, a new media school, with about 950 students, about 6 years old. So everything's still new, and it's an initiative from the Dutch government to create a research agenda within vocational training. So it's not academic per se. I'm very interested in cultural organizations and the way they kind of deal with networks, become networks, use the network tools, create networks themselves, and also communicate with their audiences in a networked manner. Now, this really puts on the agenda the question how institutions respond to this enormous growth of virtual communities, as it was called in the 1990s, or as we call it now, Web 2.0, the second generation of internet tools and platforms, which can be summarized as social network environments. And in my keynote speech here in Taipei, I've brought in some of the elements of what could be a Web 2.0 critique from a cultural perspective, from a critical perspective, and what cultural organizations kind of could learn from this critique, and also how they can adapt certain elements of the whole Web 2.0 story, because I think it's of no use to just uncritically just run after all the developments. We need a much more sovereign and a much more creative response here. And I think it's not only the business people and the technical engineers who should prescribe us, what tools or what kind of logic we should adapt. So a bit more untimely response, maybe a bit more of self-awareness is probably needed here. Culturemondo is a very, let's say, average size network. There are many of them, in which we see that institutions really benefit from intercultural global exchange with peers, and so that they don't have to reinvent the wheel all the time, so that they can talk to other partners, because very often they feel alone when confronted with, let's say, the ministry or the audience or the media business, which changes so fast, right? We all know that there is the cycle of the hype, and then the crisis and the reinvention. Yeah, all these cycles. We've been going through these cycles now a number of times. And for cultural organizations, especially the smaller ones, this is really difficult, because they don't have the resources to constantly change their online environment.